wants a movie? You want a movie? Hey, something. You want a movie? Want a movie? Hey, do you want a movie? Raven, want a movie? Who's that? Who's that? Hey, little doggy, you want a movie? Come on, we're all making movies now. Hi guys, and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking. And there's so much rumours out there at the minute, so many speculation going on with different sources, with different clickbait articles and things like that. It's hard to know what's true. And I will say this, we're living in a world now where theatres aren't open, where there's not new content coming every week like there used to be. So a lot of these places are looking for news to break and talk about to get clicks. And what gets views, what gets clicks? Superhero news, superhero genre stuff, where I got to be with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Marvel. It gets views, it gets clicks, and that's why they're all talking about it. But there's some rumors at the minute that there's upcoming DC films that are going to be announced. There's going to be upcoming Marvel films that are going to be announced. And look, it might happen, but it also might not happen. We have to be prepared to take the news that it won't happen, because for how long did we think the Schneider Cut was going to be announced here, there and everywhere until it wasn't, and then we were disappointed, we were sad, but finally it was announced in the end. But there's so much reports going on at the minute about Michael Keaton coming back as the Dark Knight, which I'm all for. That would be unbelievable in the Flashpoint film, but it's not confirmed. Now, there's 3 films I want to talk about that's been talked about in the last few days. One of them has been a Constantine movie. Now, Constantine is going to be introduced in the Justice League Dark series that's coming to HBO Max, which J.J. Abrams will be either a showrunner or he'll be a producer. He'll be involved in some capacity. Now, Matt Ryan plays Constantine at the minute. He plays it in all the animated films. He plays it in the CW world. He had his own show. He seems to be what embodies the character of Constantine, which is fair enough. So why not cast him in the role? But if you want that bigger name, people are talking about bringing back Keanu Reeves. And look, that would be cool. We're living in a world now where Keanu Reeves is so popular. He's such a good guy. He appears in Toy Story 4. He has his John Wick series, The Matrix. He's doing unbelievably well right now. The Bill and Ted 3 is coming out soon. So, what do you do with Constantine? Well, before this, I would say there's no chance Keanu Reeves will come back to just cast someone new, because that's what used to happen. We'd always want Tobey Maguire to come back or Christian Bale to come back and do something. But like, they're doing a new incarnation, so then they're going to have a new actor. Not necessarily. Ever since this report came out that Michael Keaton might appear in the Flashpoint film, coming back as his Batman in the Burton verse, and it looks like that's going to be announced at DC Fandom, I hope, then anything is possible. If Michael Keaton, who last portrayed Batman in 1992, can come back in 2022, now would I love to see Keanu Reeves come back to play Constantine? Absolutely, I'm a big Keanu fan. But if they're doing a Justice League Dark series, then why are they trying to do big films of the same characters? Gets me thinking. Is it going to be different actors for the Justice League Dark series and different actors for the big screen roles? Maybe. But if you want to attract a big name to HBO Max, you want to have someone to lead that series, Keanu Reeves would be perfect. And it doesn't have to make sense. Michael Keaton coming back doesn't necessarily make sense. We're living in a multiverse of the DCU right now, so anything is possible. Everything is canon. Everything is in this DC multiverse. It's no longer just the DCU of Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman. It's everything. Anything that you want that's related to DC is in this multiverse, and that's pretty cool. And that's kind of what separates itself from the MCU. Now, so Justice League Dark series is definitely coming, but there's talk of a Constantine movie. I think you have to be very careful when you greenlit films of unknown characters. I think you need to have a big name attached to it, or a big name as a supporting lead or a supporting character, because we've seen films that come out and try to be something but have a poor lead, or the marketing is poor, and then they end up doing poor at the box office. Those things do happen. But I don't think a Constantine movie is going to happen. I don't. I think Constantine is going to be left for the Justice League Dark series. But saying that, the Green Lantern Corps series that we're supposed to get in HBO Max in the future is supposed to link into the Green Lantern live action film that we're going to get in the big screen. That was what the talks and the rumours were at the time that was announced. So maybe everything is connected, and that Justice League Dark series would connect into movies, or the movies would connect into the Justice League Dark series. And that would be pretty cool, because we know now that the Snyderverse is well and alive in the DC universe. It's going to happen on HBO Max with some of the same characters that we're going to see in the big screen. We're going to see Gal Gadot, we're going to see Jason Momoa, we're going to see Ezra Miller. All these guys are on the big screen playing these characters, but they're also going to be on HBO Max in this Snyderverse. And it's related and it's not related. So that's pretty cool. So anything has happened. Possible. The other thing that's been rumoured is a Zatanna film. Now Zatanna, again, you need a very good lead. You need someone who can act and someone who can attract attention. Now me, a fan cast personally will be Alexandra Daddario, but that's because I have a crush on her, so I would pick her for that. She was my Wonder Woman, she was my Supergirl, and now she's my Zatanna. So Warner Brothers cast her in something. But no, in all seriousness, you need a big role. You need a big lead. You need a character who can take up scenes, who can act the shit out of things and just be a presence on screen. Alexandra Daddario is a very good actress. She would do well in that role, but also Ana de Maris would also do very well. Some people were talking about Penelope Cruz. She might be a little bit too old, but who knows? Now, here's the problem for me with a Zatanna film. Now, you may know Zatanna from the DC Batman animated series, which was brilliant. She was in that. She was kind of a love interest for the Dark Knight and that. But you have to be very careful. We've seen with Birds of Prey what can happen. We see what can happen. Now, Suicide Squad did well for me because it had three things. Will Smith, Joker, and Batman. Those three things were heavily marketed in that film, and that's what got people to the theaters. The marketing for Suicide Squad was done very well with it. It relied heavily on those three. Will Smith is still a big star. Joker, Batman are universally known as characters. What did this do? It got people in seats. It got people interested in the film. And what was everyone talking about when they left the theater? Harley Quinn. Now, if that film didn't have Will Smith, didn't have Joker, didn't have Batman, would have got people in the theaters? I'm not quite sure. Now, would you have had people coming out raving about Harley Quinn? Maybe, but you wouldn't have had so many people. That's the thing. And we've seen that with Birds of Prey. The marketing for Birds of Prey, in my opinion, was shit. I went and I enjoyed the film. I liked the film. Harley Quinn is brilliant. Margot Robbie is that character. She is absolutely 100% brilliant. But enough people didn't get to go and see that film. Why? I thought the marketing was poor. Now, you have to be very careful with an all-female cast. You really do. And this is not me shading on females as leads in films or as superhero genres. No, not at all. I'm talking about the marketing needs to be perfect if you're going to go with an all-female lead. It really does. Wonder Woman was different. Wonder Woman was introduced in Batman vs Superman. She's universally known. She's loved. She's one of the big stars of comic books, of the superhero genre. She is well known universally around the world. Harley Quinn is only now gaining that popularity with the animated show, and then her being introduced in Suicide Squad. But this is why you need to be careful. Look at the Ghostbusters film. Heavily female lead, okay, did poorly. You look at the Charlie Angels reboot, did poorly. Now those films aren't great, the scripts aren't great, but the marketing was shit. Birds of Prey, for me, needed the Joker. It needed maybe Will Smith. Now those two didn't have to be in the film for the whole thing. It still could have been a Harley Quinn film, but you missed out in big marketing opportunities by not being able to market the Joker and not by using Will Smith's star power. Those are two big factors for me. Or if they had another kind of DC character in there that's well known, they could have marketed it, even if the character was only in there for 10 minutes. And that's why Birds of Prey failed for me on marketing terms. If you go with a Zatanna film, never mind who's in the lead actress role, I think you need a good, well-known supporting actor or character in that role, whether it be Batman, whether it be Joker, anyone, The Flash. You need a good supporting, well-known character so you can market that, bring that into the marketing, and then I'm not saying that this character needs to take over the entire screen. What it does is it propels the character, the unknown character. That's what it does. That's what Will Smith, that's what Joker, that's what Batman did for Harley Quinn in 2016. And actually the Harley Quinn film, people who wanted to go see that film went to see because of Harley Quinn, and they came out talking about Black Canary. So that propelled her character and people want to see more of her. So you need to be very careful when you do a female lead. You really do, on a female character. Let's take a prime example of the MCU, Black Widow. Now the Black Widow solo film is coming out, it's supposed to come out this year, but it's been rechanged course of the virus. But that's going to do well at the box office. Not just because it's a Marvel MCU film, because Black Widow is well known. Also, her demise in Avengers Endgame will help a lot too. Spoilers if you haven't seen Endgame, but her character, if she had gotten a solo film back when Iron Man did, or The Incredible Hulk, or Captain America, or Thor, I don't think it would have done that well at the box office. I really, really don't. Now, nowadays, you can have a Black Widow film because she's well known. Iron Man, Captain America have propelled her as a character. She's as big as those characters now. She may not be as cool in terms of what she can do with a suit and things like that, but she is well known because she appeared in the Iron Man films, she was with Captain America, she was a love interest for the Hulk, so that propelled her character, and that's going to stand to her in the Black Widow solo film at the box office. And then there's talks of Florence Pugh, is it? She could be the next Black Widow. What's that going to do? An unknown character? It's going to propel her character because Scarlett Johansson is well known, her character is well known, and the side characters will all be propelled, and if they're good, people will like them and want to see more of them. So you have to be careful with the Zatanna film. But if she's going to be part of Justice League Dark, again, are they going to do a solo film of Zatanna? I don't know. Unless it's all going to link together, I don't see the point of doing a Justice League Dark series here with a completely different cast, and then a movie section with a completely different cast. Have the same cast and intertwine them if you can. If not, just stick to the Justice League Dark series, see how well that does, see if there's interest, and then do movies. Okay, now the last movie that's been rumoured heavily over the last few weeks has been, even years, people have wanted a Batman Beyond film with Michael Keaton coming back in the role. They've even talked about Ben Affleck coming back and doing a Batman Beyond film. But it looks like that Michael Keaton might come back for the Flash solo film in 2022. That would be cool. Now, different people have different sources, different reports, things like that. So it's very hard to know what to actually believe. But me, I think he's going to come back. I think the contract is done. I think it's going to be announced at DC fandom that he will appear in the Flash film. Now, we've heard that that's an extended cameo, that's a small cameo, that it's a okay cameo. Now, from people that I've looked at online, videos, it looks like it's going to be a cameo, a good chunk of a cameo, and it's going to introduce him back into the DC multiverse. But also, it's lining up a Batman Beyond film for 2023 or 2024. Now, would I be okay for that? Absolutely. I rewatched Batman 89 and Batman Returns recently, and I have to say, Batman 89, it's a good Batman film, it's okay. Jack Nicholson takes over as the Joker, brilliant. But then I put on Batman Returns, and I watched it, and I was like, blown away. I'm like, geez, I'm sorry that Tim Burton didn't get to complete his trilogy, because it looks like as time was going on, his action was getting better, the design was getting better, the story was getting better. Batman Returns is actually brilliant. Now, it's got some supernatural elements to it that doesn't kind of make sense to the first one, like Catwoman coming back to life and the penguins and all that, but never mind that stuff. It's a pretty cool film. It's a pretty dark film. It worked very well for me, and it was such a pity that he didn't get to complete his trilogy, because I thought in the third film he could have done something great, because he was getting so used to the character, and Michael Keaton was getting better in the role, and the action was getting better. But Batman Beyond can be Tim Burton's trilogy. This can be his third film. Now, we've heard reports that Michael Keaton won't come back to play Batman unless Tim Burton is directing, which I think I'm okay for. I would love to see Tim Burton get another crack at this. I would love to see Michael Keaton come back as a better actor today than he was back then. He's a more versatile actor. He's a brilliant actor, and to come back and be more of a mentor type for Batman Beyond. Now, Batman Beyond, if you know the story, it takes an older Bruce Wayne, and he's kind of more of a mentor towards this new and upcoming Batman that's taking over for him in Gotham. Now, is it going to be a male Batman, or is it going to be a female Batman? Now, a lot of reports that I'm looking at saying it's going to be Batgirl. Now, am I okay with this? Absolutely. Throughout the history of movies, we've gotten so many Batman male leads. There's Batman, Ben Affleck, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Robin Pattinson's coming, Michael Keaton's coming back. So I think to introduce a female Batman would be absolutely brilliant for the genre, absolutely, and I'm all for it. And this is what I was talking about with Black Widow and about Birds of Prey and about Zatanna. You can cast an unknown actress as Batgirl, and you don't have to worry about getting people in seats. You don't have to worry about the marketing trying to get people interested in this person as the lead. Why are people going to go see Batman Beyond? Is to see the return of Tim Burton, to see the return of Michael Keaton's Batman. Michael Keaton doesn't have to be an overall massive role in the Batman Beyond film. He can be a mentor here and there in certain scenes, help the actress, help the Batgirl character. But what it's going to do, it's going to propel the character of Batgirl. It's going to get the popularity of Batgirl up. It's going to get it as a household name. It definitely will. And I think Tim Burton and Michael Keaton could definitely attract people to seats, much like Will Smith, Batman and Joker did for Harley Quinn. This is the exact same scenario. Now, if they just went with a Batgirl solo film on her own, I don't think it would do that quite well if she didn't have Bruce Wayne, if she didn't have Commissioner Gordon involved. I think when you're doing films like this, you need a big supporting role or actor, someone who gets people's attention. Michael Keaton can definitely do that, and I think that's what's going to happen with the Batman Beyond film. I think that Michael Keaton will be announced for the Flash solo film. I don't think they're going to announce the Batman Beyond film just yet. I think they're going to wait for a while longer, maybe at next year's Comic-Con, maybe when the Flash film comes out, then they can confirm it. But for me, this is a great time to be a DC fan. A lot of this stuff you have to remember is rumours, is speculation. It's slow news days everywhere because there's not new content coming out, so we have to take that into consideration. But a Zatanna film, I'm all for it if they have the right cast around the character. Constantine, we're going to see him definitely in Justice League Dark. Will Matt Ryan come back? Will Keanu Reeves come back? Either I am fine with. I would love to see Keanu, but saying that, he's a lot of projects to be with right now. Matrix, if that does well, number 4, we will see a 5 and a 6. John Wick, he's going into his 4th John Wick film. If that does well, which it probably will, there's going to be a 5th and a 6th of that. Does he have the time to do another big franchise like the DC universe? But I will say this, that DC will want to get on that really quickly, because either Marvel or DC are going to get Keanu Reeves to appear in a movie. Someone's going to get him, and I think whoever does, it's a big win. It's a star power name that's going to attract people to the theaters and to the content. So DC, get on that very quickly and sign up Keanu Reeves in some capacity to be a DC character. I think DC suits him a little bit more, but if Marvel come in with the money, they're going to get him. So DC, hurry the F up. And the Batman Beyond film, I think, will happen. I hope it happens. I think Michael Keaton will come back, and I think Batgirl will be the new Batman in that universe, and Michael Keaton will help propel that character more and gain the popularity even more. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on these rumours, on these speculation. Nothing is confirmed yet. We'll have to wait for DC Fandom, which is the 22nd of August. It's not that far off until we actually get news or things confirmed. There's a possibility we might not even hear anything about any of this stuff, because we've heard of Zatanna Film in the works before. We've heard of Batman Beyond films. We've heard of Batman vs Superman films that never happened. So this could be another scenario of that. We'll just have to wait and see. But let me know in the comments, guys, your thoughts on Zatanna, Constantine, Batman Beyond solo films. What do you think DC should do? Do you think they should just keep those characters for HBO Max? Do you think Michael Keaton should come back? Do you think they should use Batgirl? Let me know in the comments. Give a like, comment, subscribe. Come follow me on all the social medias. Come and talk to me about these 3 topics and let me know. I really want to hear your opinion. Until next time, guys, HBO Max is changing the comic book genre. Yeah, HBO Max is changing the comic book genre. Snyderverse, HBO Max, Justice League Dark. It's all coming. It's all exciting, and I absolutely can't wait. There's a thing that DC is doing now. It doesn't matter what you like. If you like the CW, watch the CW. If you don't like the CW, don't watch it. If you like the Snyderverse, watch that. If you like Robert Pattinson's Batman, watch that. There's so much content. There's so much variation for us DC fans, and it gets me so excited. I can't even hold my excitement. I don't want to shout now, but I really do. Until next time, DC Multiverse is alive.